Hey, what's happening guys? It's Nakwal for iGyaan.in, and now we're going to check out the benchmarks and gaming as well as a couple of other things on the new Micromax Canvas Nitro. Now, like I said, this phone's just announced today and you'll get a good set of specifications and all of that inside the device. You get an octa-core chipset, a nice leather finish back panel, so all of that is great. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the benchmarks that we're going to run on this device, and then we're going to try out some gaming. So I'm going to quit all these running applications. Now there isn't a single button to quit all the running applications, which is a slight disappointment, but you also get to see how fluid the multitasking and all of that is. So I'm going to put this on the desk right now, and I'm going to go into Quadrant Advanced. And the first thing I'm going to look at is the system information. So now you can see that we're running Android 4.4.2. It's called the Micromax A310 or the Canvas Nitro. You do have an ARM v7 processor, which is running at 1.7 approximate gigahertz on octa-cores. It is the 6592 chipset, which is the MediaTek octa-core chipset. You also have 2 GB of RAM, out of which approximately 700 odd megabyte is free. If you can see the resolution over here, we have a 720 by 1280 pixel resolution, which is an HD display. You have the Mali 450MP GPU. Looking at the sensors, not a lot of sensors. In fact, only 3: an accelerometer, a proximity sensor, and a light sensor. So that may be a disappointment for some. So let's go ahead and check out the full benchmark. Pretty impressive scores on the device. The device scores a 13,918, which is fantastic. And if you look at the detailed scores over here, you can see the total, the CPU, memory, input, output, 2D and 3D. And the next thing I'm going to check out is Nina Mark II, so that we get a good idea of GPU performance, the Mali 450MP. I'm expecting around a 60, but let's see. So 60.6 FPS, just like my expectation. That's pretty impressive for the Mali 450MP GPU. Now I'm going to quit this as well. I'm going to go further and check out Antutu. So you saw the new Antutu benchmark test with newer graphics. So this is a slightly more detailed test, and it scores below the MI3. It scores a 28,877. And if you go into details, you can see the details over here. CPU integer, CPU float point, 2D graphics as well as 3D graphics seem to be good. And storage is what seems to be low for the time being, but 28877. Great, let's get rid of this app as well. Let's take a look at the multi-touch test. So you get a 5-point multi-touch screen, and that may be a slight disappointment to some people, but although even with gaming, I don't think you need more than 5 points, but then again, why have 5 when you can have 10? There is a notification light next to the front-facing camera. So for all those who are wondering, there is a light over here which does blink from time to time. The quick look is fairly cool. This is sort of like a active display that keeps working. And if you power this on, it will continuously give you the time as well as these little 3 arrows. It looks really nice. It looks very premium. Very clean font for the clock face. Really nice. I would have liked if they could have used an analog clock here as well. That would have looked really nice. But you have a digital clock. Looks really nice. And you can see the dark levels of the display. So the display is just being partially turned on, it seems. It's really, black levels are really deep. Get that unlocked. Go into the settings over here real quick. And I'm going to show you the storage capabilities. So the total storage or space available to you will be 5.68 gigabyte, out of which I've consumed about 2 gigabyte using apps and games. And then you can add an SD card, which will show here. I believe there is no way to move apps to SD card, but we'll give that a try as well. So it's time to check out gaming on this. So let's do that. We'll start with Subway Surfer. So the speakerphone is loud, touch response is great. I did see a bit of lag in the game, so I don't know if that was due to RAM or whatever. I don't know what it is. There is an app called Clean Master which will show you the approximate amount of storage that is available and the approximate amount of RAM. And if you go into memory boost, it's going to try and boost some memory. So it can boost the memory by 139 megabyte. So let's see it free that up. That's great. So I just boosted my memory. I don't know if that'll really work. But let's go ahead and try Virtua Tennis. So with Virtua Tennis as well, I see that touch response is good on Virtua Tennis. Graphics were really good, and the audio quality is great as well. Color reproduction on the screen is nice. So gaming experience was really good as far as Virtual Tennis was concerned. Or Virtua Tennis is the name of the game actually. The last game I'm going to check is Asphalt 8 to give me a complete idea of what graphics are going to be like on this. So Asphalt 8 just quit on me when I jumped into settings. Let's try it again one more time. So graphics are on medium. I'm going to try playing it on medium as well because I'm pretty sure it can't handle full graphics. So with this game, I feel that the graphics weren't that great, even though they were running on medium. There was slight lag from the game. The audio was really good. Touch response was also slightly sluggish. So we haven't seen the best sort of gaming experience on this, and I'm only wondering if we try slightly better games, will they have an adverse effect? So that was a quick look at benchmarks, graphics, gaming, as well as multi-touch on the new Micromax Canvas Nitro. Stay tuned for our full review coming up shortly. This has been Bharat Nagpal for iGyaan.in. Check out all the details on iGyaan.in. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaanTV for iGyaan Networks. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.